for anybody, can you talk about just how you guys responded? Because they cut it to 2 points, and you guys had 2 big threes, and every time they had a run, you had to respond. So whoever wants to jump in, just how are you able to respond to those runs?
We know that they're going to be teams that always kind of have something up their sleeve, or always they're going to hit a shot. But we know that that's going to happen, and I think we're just going to stick with what we've done all year, and I think that's exactly what we did. If we knew that if we executed, we would be able to get any kind of shot we liked, and that's just what we did. We just kind of handled that, I thought, very well, and then we just kind of went on the offensive and just were aggressive.
Oh my God, I cannot speak either.
Nicole, what does it mean to be a champion?
This is unreal. I was saying to someone else that, this time a year ago, I didn't know if I was coming back as well. And, to be here, I would never have kind of thought that this was going to be, on our, schedule for our team. But, being here and being champions is just amazing. And to do it with this, this bunch of seniors and with this team and coaches is just unreal. And, I wouldn't trade it for anything.
Someone on that end, how much does that crowd help you? I mean, like 7,500 fans here. I mean, how much does that, especially during those big runs you had?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know the final number, but 7,500 or something. This is the point in the year when your legs are a little tired, your body's a little tired, and just to have that crowd just backing us, when we really need a defensive stop or we really need to do something, and the crowd is just roaring. They really pick us up. They give you that adrenaline to just, finish the play. So they were absolutely amazing.
Kelly, what's this last month been like? I mean, because it's a month ago was a Summer League tournament, and then to have the two extremes, what was that like?
It's been crazy. I mean, in every aspect, schedule-wise, it's like, you win, move on. You don't know if you're going on the road or you're staying home. When do we have practice? When do we have off days? It's just been very, all over the board, but we couldn't ask for a better situation. I wouldn't have it any other way. I know our whole team wouldn't have it any other way. It's just been awesome to just keep winning and getting these home games. We can't thank USD enough and everyone that's made it possible for us to play at home in front of our amazing fans. So it's been just an incredible ride and the best month of basketball we've had.
Nicole, back 2012, go way back. You're in Australia. You find out you're gonna have a new coach. You hadn't met yet. Did you think a day like this was possible? Is that why you came back?
I didn't really think about that at all. I mean, I'm kind of the person that just goes with the flow, and I knew that the coach that they had coming in was going to be just as good as old one or whatever. I didn't really think about that too much, but obviously every time we come back, that's the plan, is to go to an NCAA tournament, or we do as best as we can, and to be here today is just awesome, and I couldn't thank the coaches enough.
Margaret, can you speak about the camaraderie, all these 5 seniors on the floor or on the table right now?
Oh, I can't even really put it into words. I mean, I've lived with them. I've played high school basketball with them. I mean, we've just become so much more than teammates, pretty much sisters, family, and I know that's going to carry on. Sorry. That's going to carry on past this, and just to do something like this, it's so special. I mean, people keep reminding us only 3 women's teams in the whole country get to end their senior year on a win, and we're one of those teams, and so it's just, I can't really put it into words. It's just amazing.
Heidi, Margaret, and Taya, talk about being a South Dakota native and winning this championship, playing for your hometown team.
I guess I would just say, with all the fans, there are a lot of familiar faces afterwards, and all the little girls that look up to you from your hometown or just wherever. And I guess, it's just really cool because so many people, and so many people support you and support all of us.
And for me, I mean, since I'm on the other side of the state, it's pretty incredible to have fans that are willing to drive the 6 hours to come to this game and just to make it to a game and then drive right back. I mean, that's a lot of miles put on in one day, but they love it. They love this team. They love watching all the success we've had and grow together. So.
Yeah, it's just been incredible. I mean, I feel like the whole town of Watertown is here. My whole family's here. It's just amazing to play for South Dakota, wear that on your jersey, and I couldn't have picked a better place to come.
Ty, there was a couple moments late in this game. I think it was late third, early fourth, when the lead was slipping away a little bit, and you made some really key baskets, and you just were so fired up. Can you just tell us how you were over your head?
Yeah, I mean, I just really was in a different zone. I mean, I'm probably one of the most competitive person ever, and I mean, I just didn't want to lose this game, and I would do whatever it takes to win this last basketball game for our team, coaches, fans, the 5 seniors.
Brandon, what was it like to see her just finally throw her hands up, kind of lose control, and just what was it like to seeing even her showing that kind of emotion?
It's awesome. I think it fires up everyone. I mean, on the video board before the games, they have it from the Summit League, and I remember that day when she did that, it just pumps everyone up. The crowd gets into it, we get into it, and you know that when your point guard is excited, you know, that kind of hypes our whole team up, and you know, if she's that confident in us, you know, we're all going to be confident.
Margaret, you mentioned the unique bond that you formed over the years. How did that figure into wins and losses?
Yeah, I feel like just because we've got that, you know, that unique, I guess, you know, bond that we've had over the last few years, we've just really channeled that into just being a team, and that's kind of our culture here, is just being a team, being a family, and, you know, that's what we do when we go out there and play. We're going to play for each other and play hard, and I think that's exactly what we did today. We stuck together. You know, we had some downs, but we stuck together, us 5 seniors, and, you know, we were able to get over those downs.
Margaret, I know this has been a popular question, but how do you think the team was able to respond from, like Kelly said a month ago, to rally and get these points?
I mean, it was a disappointing loss at the Summit League tournament. That's no secret, but we kind of are just a next step team, move on to the next game. And, you know, the fact that we got a next game is just a great opportunity in itself. A lot of teams lose in their conference tournament and they don't get this chance. So we grabbed hold of it and just kind of made the most of it the whole way.
Margaret, going off of that, would you guys rather, I guess this is a stupid question, but would you rather have made it to the NCAA tournament and been ousted in the second round somewhere like South Dakota State, or go all the way to the WNIT final and take the champion? That's kind of a complicated question.
Yeah, and you're not the first one to ask that, actually, but I just tell people that it's just a different experience. Of course, the first goal is to win the conference tournament, and when you fall short of that, you have to make a new goal. And so now we treat this tournament as the goal and do whatever we can to get there. So both experiences were awesome. You know, playing in Sioux Falls is always incredible, an incredible atmosphere, and then playing here was an incredible atmosphere, especially at home. So it's just the goal is different, but the outcome, we want the same outcome.
We've probably got time for about 1 or 2 more questions.
Kelly, talk about the last 5 years. Obviously, you had a major knee injury that you came back from. Somebody just seems like a big progression in your game.
I mean, the last 5 years of my life have been the absolute best years of my life. Obviously, playing with my teammates, my sisters, and this outstanding coaching staff, and in front of these amazing fans. Even when, you know, times were tough and I had that injury, everyone was always picking me up every day. Just, you know, keep working on your rehab, you know, keep it up, keep sticking with it. And just to have that support, I mean, now I look back, it seems like the blink of an eye. And then just to be able to return and play with these amazing girls and this amazing staff. Amazing university. It's just been the best decision ever made to come here, and I couldn't have asked for a better college experience.
Kelly, Nicole, is there, you know, I don't know, everyone's kind of talked about what the South Dakota aspect of watching this game was. Wisconsin, Australia, and their viewing parties back home. What's it been like?
Yeah, my parents, I think they were up pretty early watching this game. It's about 5:30 in the morning, I think, over there. So I think they were up early, but, you know, they were just as excited as I was. I think Mum sent me a long text giving me some advice, and she was singing in her text. So she was excited as well. So so it's been awesome that they've kind of supported me from so far away. But, you know, I wish that they could have been here, but it's still a win, so it's fine.
I'll try to hold it together. I'm just feeling a little emotional, but just incredible pride that I feel right now at this moment for you know, everybody involved. Just so incredibly proud of my coaching staff, who has worked tirelessly through this entire season and off season, but especially this tournament. And I don't know, I bet they could count on one hand the number of hours of sleep that they've gotten. So we'll give them a little time off. But our team, I just am so incredibly proud of the fact that we've been playing our best basketball right here down the stretch. I always find myself saying that we want to be playing our best basketball in March, and here it is April, and we needed to be playing our best basketball to sneak out and you know, a win against a very, very good Florida Gulf Coast team. So just feeling a lot of pride right now for our university, for our athletic department, for the state of South Dakota, and the way that our fans came out to support us through this.
Coach, you said you were trying to hold back the tears, but when the video came on, the One Shining Moment, I saw you holding on to Nick and crying.
Yeah.
What brought about the emotion?
Well, you grow up watching the One Shining Moment, on the NCAA tournament as something that just, if you're a basketball fan, it just kind of stirs emotion anyways. But for our players to be able to experience this and go out on a win and send the Dome out on a win, it's just, everything is just kind of piling up, I guess, and certainly just so happy, incredibly happy for this senior class, our entire team and roster, and what this will mean for our program's future.
You talk about the progression the last 4 years. I mean, 4 years ago this summer you were sitting in Oklahoma, and you get a call from David Saylor and David Herbster to come home to South Dakota. Just talk about the progression personally and also professionally.
The best thing is I was really, really fortunate at South Dakota to walk into a very good situation, and I was we had players in our program at the time, Alexis Yackley and those kids. They had just Amber Hagee had just finished her career, and so they the culture here was already very good, and they knew how to work, and so we talked as a staff about just wanting to really find ways to raise the bar, just find ways to keep raising the bar, and our program has just really taken a hold of that and has found a way to do that. Every high we experience, I think, how are we going to top that, and we seem to find a way to do it.
You've been to the NCAA tournament, you've won Summit League titles, now you've won a WNIT tournament. How do you classify this one? Where do you sort of rank it with the other accomplishments?
Yeah, every accomplishment kind of just has its own glory, but I will say that being able to win this championship in April in front of the kind of crowd that we played in front of today, and with that type of support and in the Dome, and it really makes this a little more special.
Coach, what do you think of FGCU's Keisha Atwater? She single-handedly kept them in it there late.
Absolutely. What an incredible basketball player she is. I just, we knew they had some tremendous players with Atwater and Whitney Knight, and we knew we weren't going to be able to keep everybody kind of under control, and I thought we did a pretty good job of making things difficult for Knight today, but we did let Atwater kind of get to the basket a little bit. She's a great player. She's very difficult to defend, and she hit a couple threes on us, and fortunately, we had just enough and played good enough team defense elsewhere.
Speaking of three-pointers, you had a couple of really key ones there when they kind of got close. That Kelly, I remember, pulled up the other day.
That was a huge three right there in the corner in front of our bench, and an incredible pass by Nicole Seekamp to find her down there in the corner, and so what an assist, what a shot. I just we fed really heavily off of it. It seemed like every time one of those shots went in the bucket, the crowd just erupted, and our kids can feed off of that.
How do you replace the 5 girls who just left the room there? It's quite the group.
Yeah. I don't even want to think about that right now. I mean, it's going to be impossible to replace those young ladies. You don't try to replace. You just kind of keep trying to build and find people that fit that culture that we've worked so hard to build. And I think we embrace the motto of grit this year. Greatness resides in toughness together, and I think that word just kind of sums up the way this team has played, and we're going to hope to be able to keep that when we move forward.
What does this win mean for the program?
I think there's it's really kind of hard to sum up everything that I think it will mean, but I do think it's certainly gained some positive attention for us, just with recruits and fans and the state of South Dakota just really getting excited and kind of embracing and just learning that this is a really fun, entertaining brand of basketball, and it's something fun to be a part of.
Speaking of those recruits, I mean, I'm sure they're watching this tournament. You're competing against other coaches in the tournament who are dropping out. You get to keep talking to them. Can you bring us inside what that's like when you have conversations with potential new basketball players who are watching this tournament and are seeing the same things we are?
Yeah, I mean, I think that's the best thing about it is just, when they can see the type of support that our program is receiving and want to be a part of that. And I think it's just been really good for us to be able to open our doors of this Dakota Dome and get on our campus the best fans in the country, but also some of the best recruits as well.
Maybe you didn't recruit any of these girls that I remember. But was there a point? I don't mean it like that. Was there a point where you picked up maybe on some of the unique resolve that they had? That you know now. That when did you pick up that maybe there was potential there for this to be?
Yeah, I mean, I knew that right away. I could feel it right away. Like I said, I walked into a great situation, and I could tell that culture, and we knew what hard work was from the get-go, especially with these 5 young ladies. But even a Taya Hemiller, when my first year and her first year here, played somewhat limited minutes with Alexis Yackley kind of being a senior that year and stuff. But I knew every day in practice that this kid was going to be a special player just with her grit and toughness and energy and just took a little time to get her to kind of slow down and stuff. But she just has, I just feel like they have that characteristics, those characteristics that kind of define everything they've brought to the table, and you could see it right away.
I'm still relatively new. This is my first women's basketball season I've been around for, and I can't help but notice that there's some similarities, I felt like today, between what we saw with Taya, her emotion out there, kind of the way you coach. You and her have kind of like a special bond in that way. I mean, that's something I think I noticed.
Yeah. Well, she mentioned up here earlier that she's one of the most competitive people that you know, and I kind of I feel like that is something that I could probably say about myself as well, and we both kind of have that kind of I'm going to outwork you to whatever, and so certainly I feel a kind of a special bond with her in that sense, but just she's obviously got a little more tools than I do to work with her athleticism and hops. So.
We've got time for about 1 or 2 more questions.
The key stat for you all year has been rebounding. You won the battle by 17-9. So, and then I also see 19-14 assist to turnover ratio. So those are 2 key stats you've been preaching all year long.
Right. I mean, it's just fitting to me that we were able to kind of go out. We've talked about this, is that, sometimes teams have a tendency when they get into a postseason run like this to make adjustments and try to think they need to do more than they've done. And we've really talked long and hard about how we don't have to do anything other than what has got us to this point, and that's rebounding, and that's, sharing the basketball, and that assist to turnover ratio is going to be critical, and I'm just proud that we were able to stay locked into what got us to this point.